So what are some signs that we are ready? I would say you have to be able to hold a job. It's a very objective criteria. If you meet someone who cannot have a job, does not have a job, you just say, okay, thank you, nice knowing you. Another criteria, how does this person connect and relate to their family? If I have a guy who treats me like a queen, and then when I go over to his house, he treats his mom in a very disrespectful way, that is exactly how he will treat you, young lady, after you're married. The way that he treats his mom and dad is how he will treat you. If he does not treat his mom and dad properly, you need to say to him, goodbye, nice knowing you. Another criteria, is this person able to have friends? If a person is not able to have normal friendships with people, then they are not really ready for dating and for marriage. Another criteria, I would say, is generosity. If the guy is cheap, if he is stingy, automatically, nice knowing you. He has to be wise with money. It does not mean he, foolishly spends his money stupidly, but that he is able to be generous, but also able to save and not just be sort of irresponsible with money. Another very important criteria is that the guy is the one that initiates, okay? So he has to be the one that comes and talks to you. Usually he is the one that asks you out. He is the one that declares, the nature of our relationship is now like this. I want us to just be dating us, okay? I want to court you, in other words. So I don't want you to talk to another guy, and I'm not going to talk to another girl, and I want us to be talking, just the two of us, and get to know each other with the hope of potentially getting married if things go well. Another thing very much connected to that is that the guy has to come through the front door. He does not come through the back door, okay? So we do not have guys that do not come and talk to the girl's dad and tell him, I met your daughter, she's very wonderful, I would like to speak to her, I have noble intentions, I am not going to take advantage of her, I'm interested in getting to know her. This is usually how things have to happen. We do not go behind mom and dad, and the guy or the girl that thinks, yeah, let's go behind mom and dad, this is a big red flag. We do not have this thing. This is not part of our tradition. We are noble, we are respectful, we are upfront, and we have nothing to hide. If there's something to hide, automatically you say there's something wrong. One supremely important thing is the practice of the faith. If I, as a Catholic, meet a girl that doesn't go to church, doesn't go to confession, and I explain, the importance of God, and suddenly she's like, yeah, I want to be a saint. This, big red flag. You might think, no, that's not a red flag. That's actually wonderful because, suddenly this person is all interested in the faith. It could be that they are all of a sudden interested in the faith, or it could be that they are interested in you. If ever it happens, maybe after marriage, that things don't go well, okay, well, maybe her faith was only connected to you, and it was not really a genuine conversion in of itself. Rather, we look for someone that is practicing their faith before we meet them. That way, we are sure that they are on their own coming to God. So what should the person I'm looking for look like in terms of the faith? I think that they should be committed at least to going to Mass every Sunday and on feast days. They should go to confession pretty regularly. So I'd say once a month. They need to show a certain respect for purity. So if either one, the guy or the girl, are lacking in modesty, in purity, in knowing the limits. If a girl tells you she wants to go all the way, or a guy wants to say, get out of there right away. What are the proper limits for people who are dating or engaged? The proper limits is affection. I will not say to you, absolutely not. I will not say to you, you can kiss the girl. You're not allowed to kiss the girl. What you're allowed to do is show affection. The kind of affection that I would show for my mom and for my dad and for my sister and for my brother. We hug, maybe we hold hands, but there is nothing sexual. I don't kiss her on the mouth. I don't kiss my mom on, of course, okay? And neither do I do that with my girlfriend or fiance. I would do that with my wife. When there is a lack of respect for limits in terms of purity, we have to say this is a big red flag. In a similar way, we would want a person who is not addicted to masturbation and pornography. If they are, big red flag. If they're hiding things, if I discover that they are hiding things, big red flags. Okay, if they are sort of not sincere and we kind of always discover fishy things about, okay, no. Another very important aspect is children. If you meet someone and they're like, oh, I want to have 2 children. As Catholics, big red flag. Because we do not have contraception as Catholics. We don't use contraception. We want big Catholic families. So if someone only wants 2 kids, 2.1 kids, and the 2-car garage and so on, they have this sort of very secular notion of what marriage is. No, this is not Catholic. Sometimes people have not really heard the teachings of the church. That's very unfortunate, but you have to see. Are they open to children and to a big family? A word to the boys and the men. You are to become a man. What does that mean? You are to be strong, a protector, a provider. You are to have strength in body and in soul, in virtues, in your will, order in your emotions. A man is not supposed to be shy. By temperament, we might be shy. Yes, so many people, you can say half of humanity have some kind of shyness in their temperament. It's just part of their makeup. But these are things we overcome. If I have anger issues, I can overcome them. If I'm prone to laziness, I can overcome it. And if I am prone to being shy, I can overcome that. Dear ladies, take it as a big red flag if a guy is super shy. If he's awkward, if he's not social, if he cannot talk and so on, okay, don't be too merciful. He needs to be able to deal with people in social situations. It's not just going to be you and him and the walls of your house for the rest of your life. So if he has shyness, he at least has to be working to overcome it. We have obstacles. We are bulldozers. We are tanks and we destroy them. We do not just stand there and we're like, I can't do anything. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how. I don't know how to meet a girl. Okay, sometimes they come, Abouna, it's like the 50-year-old guy, Abouna, can you come and find me a wife? And by the way, I need her to be tall and she needs to be like 21 years old and I like her blonde and whatever. Okay, and he's like 50 years old and he wants me to find him. Like, it's like, buddy, out of touch with reality. So, if we are shy, we destroy our shyness. If I don't know how to talk to a girl, I destroy that. I learn to talk to a girl. I become a fool. I make a fool of myself. I do it over and over again, and then I become better at it. I don't know. You chat GPT it. You do it in front of the mirror. You know, you figure out what to say, but you overcome your shyness. Get over it. You have to man up. A man goes up to a woman and he says, "Hi, my name is John. What's your name?" And he comes and he looks her in the face. If a guy does not look you in the face, you can say to him, "It was nice knowing you. Thank you very much." A word of hope and encouragement as we end. If you are thinking, oh, I'm very far away, well, good. That's fine. We can be very far away, but I would say take seriously your growth. Really, we start to prepare ourselves for marriage from when we are 8 and 7 and 10 and 12. Throughout our teenage years, we are preparing ourselves for marriage. We are spending our teenage years not being sort of juvenile delinquents, we are preparing ourselves for marriage. We are learning to be mature and normal, how to practice the faith, how to be social, how not to be awkward, how to be cool in a good sense. If we do that, if we become leaders, we become responsible, we have a job, we're educated, we're intelligent, we're well read, then when we are about 18, we are ready. One of the mistakes that many people make is that they come into a relationship, either they're very physical with each other, or they first just reveal all of their secrets, okay, emotions on their sleeve, they just no emotional virtue, and then suddenly they're so bound to each other, so attracted, so attached to each other, that then they spend 6 or 7 years and don't end up getting married, and they can't leave each other. As we're concluding, I want you to think of the idea of, I'm going to be a bulldozer, okay, especially if you're the man. I'm going to be a bulldozer. I'm going to be a tank. And when there are obstacles in my way, I drive over them. I destroy them. This is what your attitude has to be like as a man. Okay? Nothing stands in your way. You go for it. And if you are struggling with that, you need maybe a spiritual director. To the Virgin Mary and to Saint Joseph, we turn, asking them to help us.